of my thing for you.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
It's dark, it's very cynical, but it is also very funny. Yes, I'm talking about 1964's Dr. Strangelove, directed by the Stanley Kubrick and starring George C. Scott and a couple other actors I'm going to talk about in a second. The movie's about a rogue American general during the Cold War who not only goes rogue but has actually gone crazy and sends the American nuclear air fleet to the Soviet Union to start bombing targets and then cuts all communication off with those airplanes. That's the premise. The story centers around the then turmoil that comes from that and the trying to prevent that from actually happening. The movie assures us that this could never happen in real life. I don't know. Probably not. But it is entertaining. Slim Pickens is plays a pilot of one of the bombers, and his role is hilarious and quite iconic as well. Many people only remember his ending scene, even if they haven't seen this movie. But the movie really shines, even though George C. Scott does have some great lines in this movie.
Are you aware of what a serious breach of security that would be? I mean, you'll see everything. You'll see the big board.
The movie really shines because of three other actors, and those actors are Peter Sellers, and Peter Sellers. Yes, Peter Sellers plays not only one, not only two, but three different characters in this movie. Sometimes even having lines with himself in the movie as two different characters. It's amazing to see. His two best characters are, one is the President of the United States, who has phone calls with the head of state of the Soviet Union, named Dmitri in the movie, and you don't ever hear Dmitri talking. You only hear Peter Sellers' half of the conversation, and he portrays it as if they're an old married couple arguing over the phone. It's absolutely hilarious. And then his best role is as Dr. Strangelove, who is a former Nazi scientist who has come to help the U.S., and he struggles to keep his Nazi self down throughout the entire movie and his allegiance to his Führer. During the movie, and it's a lot of Peter Sellers' lines in this movie are ad-libbed, and so you can tell that by the other actors are trying their best not to laugh in the background. It's absolutely one of the best performances, I think, in movie history. All three performances are great. His accents are great. It's just hilarious. So for that reason alone, you should watch this movie. I actually believe this is Stanley Kubrick's best movie, but I don't really like a lot of Stanley Kubrick's movies, so don't think that's too bold of a claim for me. I just think this is his best that I've seen. It scores an 8.4 on IMDb. I think that's a little high. I don't think the movie deserves to be above 8. I would probably put it at 7.8 or 7.9. If you like the darker comedies, you'll love this movie. You'll absolutely love it. The lines are great. It's very cynical. And it just takes a dark view of war and everything, but without being too preachy about it. It's really pretty funny. So that's what I've got for Dr. Strangelove, or also known as How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Laters on the Menjay.
Laters on the Menjay.